Hey, I'm Spike Spencer, and you are listening to The House of Mario, you lucky devil.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to The House of Mario, episode 54. And we are the Nintendo Podcast, a part of the Epic Collective. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and joining me, as always, is my best buddy, Bryce DeWitt.
Good day.
And this week on the show, we have Spike Spencer. He's a voice actor. He's appeared in hundreds of video games and anime, and it was a pleasure having him on.
He's been in a few select Nintendo titles too. One of my favourite is Ring a Bell from Bravely Default. Mm-hmm. He also did something, as we discovered on our trip. There was a Fire Emblem anime, and he voiced Prince Marth, who at the time was known as Prince Mars.
Yeah, Mars, yeah, because of a translation issue.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating to learn that too, because I had no idea until we were looking up sort of, the roles he's played.
No, yeah. He's actually done, I think, among all Nintendo things, that's probably the most obscure one. He actually did do a Fire Emblem character later on in the time, but he's pretty much forgotten about it. That was Excellus from Fire Emblem Awakening. I asked him about that, but you'll hear about that soon.
Yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump to the show. Enjoy. Hi Spencer, thank you very much for joining us on The House of Mario.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, for those who don't know who you are, or what you do, what do you do?
I'm a mattress tester.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Oh, that's okay. Different. I'm a voice actor, public speaker. I'm a coach, sales trainer, all around gourmand, good guy.
Yep.
I do my best.
So you've voiced in many roles.
Yes.
And a lot we've actually come attuned to as, kids or gamers. That's something that we've sort of personally grown up with. Your voice has been in a lot of things at this point.
Sure.
So we would love to cover both bases of maybe anime and video games.
Great, absolutely.
So let's talk briefly about the anime.
Sure.
What got you kick-started into anime voiceovers?
Amanda Wynn Lee.
Right.
She plays Rey in Evangelion and many other things. She is family to me. We met on a live-action film, and she was working at ADV at the time in Houston, and we just hit it off, became pals, and she said, come do this voice stuff. And I was like, okay, what's that? She goes, Japanese anime. I'm like, what is that? I said, like cartoons? And she said, not really. I said, okay. Does it pay? She said, yes. I said, I'm there. And I went and I auditioned, and Super Atragon was my first audition ever for anime, and I got that. I got a role in that, and then I think the Suikoden was next, and then Eva right after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're widely known in the anime community as the voice of Shinji Ikari.
That is true.
Yes. But what are some of your absolute favourite roles that you've done?
A lot of them I really enjoyed. For example, Papillon from Buso Rinken, one of my favorites.
Oh.
Arachne or Arakune from Blaze Blue.
Mm-hmm.
That was a wild trip. And one of my favorite people always say, what's your favorite anime? I say Golden Boy. And I did some roles in Golden Boy, and they were just one-off roles, little bitty things, but it was so much fun. I mean, it got to be just completely silly. So those are some of my favorites. I always play the effeminate little girly boy who saves the world in a biomechanical freaking robot, or I play a psychopath. So it's a little from column A, a little from column B. But I would also say right after Eva, I mean, I love playing Shinji, but right after Eva, when we did Nadesco, and I was Akito, it was kind of the anti-Shinji. So after 26 episodes of Shinjiing it up, then we go to Akito, we had a really good time, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun on that one, too. So I know there are plenty of others, but those kind of stand out right now.
Yep, absolutely. So, branching out, obviously you went from anime and you moved into video games as well.
Actually, I started in video games. My first video game was before I ever did an anime, and it was called Quantum Gate. I just got reminded of that a little while ago. It was just a little crazy, early video game. You had to buy it on a CD, and It was kind of a live action thing, so I don't know if anybody's ever seen that.
All right. How did you get into that?
Oh, I majored in drama at the University of Houston. This is back in 87 to 91. And one of the guys there was kind of a pioneer up in Seattle with the first wave of all kinds of PC things. And he came from the university, so he hired a lot of us to do that. So that's kind of where I started, but the voiceover really kicked in 13 years ago. I mean, I've been doing it since 93 or 94, but I've just been focusing on that the last 13 years when I moved to Los Angeles. I haven't really been on camera since, because I was doing live action films. I've had scenes on camera with 4 Academy Award nominees, 2 winners, and I've worked with them, this close. So, but that I haven't done since I left Houston, because there was a lot of work going on in Houston and New Orleans and Dallas and things, and Austin. So, I've gotten off topic completely, but go ahead.
No, I was actually about to ask you about it anyway, because we were flicking through, just sort of doing a little bit of extra research before we come here today, and your demo tapes actually come up on the internet.
It's so old.
They were interesting to watch.
So old.
Like the Hi Neighbor.
Oh, that one. I love that. Yeah.
Those were great.
Those were funny.
Busting through the roof and stuff.
Those were funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was fun to do. That was a hoot.
So in different voice acting roles, I guess I'm just curious myself, is like, if you're working on anime and working on video games, what are the absolute key differences between the two?
Well, there's kind of a battle going on in Hollywood. Everyone will typecast you. If you're doing anime, it's kind of looked down on, which is sad, because ADR, automated dialogue recording or additional dialogue replacement, whatever you call it, it's ADR, and that's dubbing. It's hard work. It's the hardest voiceover work there is, and it pays the least. It's because it's like, hey, it's somebody else has created it, and you're just putting the voice in. Okay, but that's freaking hard.
Yeah.
And so and of course, anime acting is really quite large. So you really get out there, and people say, oh, well, you're an anime actor, so you can't do other things. I'm like, baby, I got a baccalaureate degree from the honors program at the University of Houston, majoring in drama with some of the best teachers on the freaking planet. I'm classically trained. Suck on that. But they don't care. So anyway, but video game acting is acting. It's straight up acting. It's not like, oh, it's kind of this character-y thing. If you can do a character-y voice, that's nifty, but that doesn't mean it's going to get you into a video game. A video game is straight on acting. That's why you've got Academy Award winners who are doing video games. They're getting paid a pant load, but it's really solid acting. And I'm not saying that anime isn't, but anime, it's already been done.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't really, you can only get so deep into it. Like Shinji, that's an acting role. I acted my butt off, but I'm still in parameters. You can't really get where you need to be. You have to, you got to scream for 30 seconds exactly. It's like, well, wait a minute. What if I'm feeling like I want to scream for 32? You can't. So that's kind of the differences. And sometimes they actually, they cross over. You've seen the crossovers from an anime series that goes into a video game.
Yeah.
So you're still in the anime world.
Yep.
So there are different animals completely, but they have similarities.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like a horse and a zebra. I'm sorry, zebra. I forgot where I was.
So I'm going to hit you on some video game knowledge that I have of myself after doing
Good
some
luck
research.
With that.
I'm just curious if you remember a couple of roles that I loved you in.
Okay.
So first one, I'm going to bring up Bravely Default
Love
as Ring a Bell.
Ring a Bell. Love Ring a Bell.
Ring a Bell. He is one of my favorite characters.
That is awesome. That was one of my favorites, and it's funny. I'll give you a little tip. So when we're in the booth when we're acting, a lot of times you can't see us, but we're doing crazy things. So there's always a little tick or a little something for something. For Ring a Bell, it was always like, okay, we're ready. Ladies, hello. And it was my hands were up here. It's just like that foppish sort of thing to get me in there. Or like different characters, I'm like hunched over, or we're like this or that. There's always some kind of tick, so we look like complete madmen. We're completely out of our minds, but it helps get us into it.
So you physically put yourself into the character as well.
You try to, because when I tell people, I say, look, if you hear a difference, if I'm talking to you right now And if the character does this and pulls his arm out here, do you hear the difference in my voice? It's a
Yeah.
little bit of a strain.
Yeah.
So you have to have that.
Yeah.
So if your hands are up like this, my hands are up like this. I'm trying to mimic it because your vocal strain is going to be different with subtleties.
Perfect. So the other one that I had on the top of my mind was a video game that was a series that actually got saved by this game. It was really fantastic. Was Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah.
You played Excellus,
Yes.
which is quite the conniving little bad guy there.
Honestly, I don't remember him.
No.
But you do know I was Prince Marth in the original
Yes, you
Fire
were
Emblem.
in which we actually went
Back
and watched
in the
a little
day,
bit.
it was a long time ago.
I can't remember the exact year, but we watched a little bit of it last night. It was when he was known as Mars.
Mars, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Marth now? And it was
It is
Mars
Marth
then.
now. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Mars
Okay,
then.
I thought it was Marth. Mars then, yeah.
Apparently, it was a translation.
Yeah, it was a real
Mix-up or
translation bung.
Yeah. We had no idea there was a Fire Emblem anime
Yeah.
until last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we watched through a little bit of it, and that was really interesting.
Yeah, that was ADV.
Actually.
That was Houston.
We went through a massive little trip last night of watching all this stuff. We just didn't realise that was like video games made into TV series. They had like the Donkey Kong Country show and all that stuff. It was
What? That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
Yeah, I
crazy.
remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that,
a bit strange that one, but so there was.
We got a big ape who's throwing stuff at people. Shoot him! I'm sorry, but really, come on, people.
So, just out of question, as our podcast is the House of Mario, if there was any Nintendo character you could ever want to put your spin on,
Well, you're putting me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a big gamer. I did all the classic stuff from the 80s and, but I haven't played video games in so long because if I did, I would never leave my apartment.
I know the feeling.
I have things to do. I mean, I still have a PlayStation 1.
Yep.
And I have some of the games for that, like Descent and Tomb Raider and all that. So I still have that. And if I really need a fix, I'll do that.
Yep.
Oh, and I got that Atari joystick thing that has like all the originals. And
Oh yeah.
like $20, So we got that, and I'll take that out. I'm like, ooh, Centipede.
All right. Well, let's broaden the question a bit. Is there any particular video game character out of anything that you would particularly like to voice?
Oh, any video game character, all of them. Are you kidding me? Yeah, all of them.
Yeah,
Try
more
hand it
work,
just about
more the
everything.
merrier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, anything I could do. I mean, obviously there are voices that I can't do, but mostly it's like animation. I was just telling him to say, what if there was any voice I could do, I'd be Scooby-Doo. Right? Yeah. I mean, I would love that. And Frank Welker's got it lined up, and I wish him many, many years of success. But someday, a spin-off or something, I'd love to be Scooby-Doo, man. That was awesome.
It's just a fun voice to do. Just
Oh, and
show
my
your
wife,
face.
my wife hates it. I hate Scooby-Doo, and I'm like, I just saw the Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover. I was like,
Yep.
that's the coolest thing. I was like Dean, man. I'm like going, I take a bullet for that dog. Love that dog.
Do your friends and family? Do they sort of get tired of it? Do you go around doing your voices much?
Not really.
Not really?
My wife, she has a funny saying. She goes, he goes out and he comes back home. I never know who's coming back home to me. She does. It's funny because I do. Somewhere along the line, I found I could do a Jason Statham sound-alike. I kind of have to get into it, but it's it's like I'll start saying something to her. It's like, it's all right, darling. Don't worry about it. It's great. And she's like, keep doing that. I'm like, it's great. Yeah.
So you've stopped in Australia in a couple places for the moment.
Yeah. This is
I
my
believe-
7th time down here.
7th time.
Yeah, I've been to every major city,
So
including Tasmania.
yeah, Tasmania's great too.
Yeah.
Love Tasmania.
Love it.
You were in Sydney, I think it was last week, was it?
Yeah, at Smash.
Yep. How was Smash?
Smash was great.
Yep.
A lot of fun, well run. Loved being in Darling Harbour. We stayed in Piermont, like right next to it, and
very nice.
this is the first time I've been to Sydney, and I didn't even see the Opera House or the bridge. We went to our place and we just walked around and explored our area. We'll see it on the way back. We got to stop off in Sydney for one night. We'll probably stay near where we can see everything. It's like,
Yeah, the little majestic beauty.
The Opera
yeah.
House looks a lot different than what I thought it would look like when I first saw it.
yeah. I was like, it's 7 different structures.
Yeah,
And we kind of walk around.
I thought
like,
it'd be like just one
"What?"
big, like ball building or something.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Yeah, I've been all over it. I was like, this is cool. I love it down here, man. I've had an affinity for Australia forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just Crocodile Dundee.
As opposed to a lot of people that.
I say it was in
like the
excess and
Empire
Men at
Australia.
Work, I think, that got me going.
Absolutely beautiful part of the world down here.
Love it. Absolutely love it down here.
And finally, I suppose, what are you going to get up to while you're in Adelaide? Are you going to see any attractions or?
Well, they're going to keep me
work?
pretty busy here. I've got some other work outside of the con. I do, like I said, sales training. I tell people I do public speaking and I work for businesses. And I say, my hook is I talk goofy for a living, seriously. So, I go out and I'm, giving your boring, bland business talk, and then suddenly I start talking like this, and everybody's like, "What the hell just happened?" And I'm like, "That was just me making a point." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so 4 or 5 different characters are going to pop out of nowhere. So it's kind of fun. So I'm doing that while I'm here because I really like to come back here more often.
Yep.
Like come to a con every 5 to 7 years. I'm like, no. I want to come out here like every year and, more. Come down here and stay for like 6 months in Adelaide, 6 months in Sydney, 6 months in Melbourne. Just really, build businesses and enjoy it because I just love it down here.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, speaking on top of that, I guess the way I'll end it off is that you've got a personal project on YouTube where you sort of just you get a lot of your stuff uploaded from your personal talks and all that. Is that correct?
Well, I put a lot of stuff up on YouTube and Facebook
Yep.
and everything. So I have like my sites. I got spikespencer.com.
Yep.
But I've got the dating and relationships, the don't kill your date and other cooking tips. Did you
Yes,
see that one?
we
when
did.
you were here?
We did, yes.
Okay, great.
We actually watched it,
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing. I have I finished my first book. It's called Food Game: The Ultimate Recipe for Dating Success.
Right.
And that is I'm premiering here at
very
Avcon. But due to a scheduling snafu, I don't actually have a food game panel.
All right.
So I'm just like, okay, everybody, food game.
Yeah.
Yay!
Just throw it out there.
Yeah. So, but that's, we've redone all those sites, so it's now not just a voiceover guy. Now it's business, sales strategies, coaching, and all of that, as well as goofy voices.
Yes.
Throw that in. You got to have that in there since it's fun.
Absolutely.
I'm a daddy now, man. I got an 11-month-old baby boy I got to feed.
I got a 2-year-old baby girl, so I know how that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it certainly becomes a different world when you have children running around.
Yes. They're out running around here somewhere. I don't know where they are, but
So is there anyone who might be interested in the book? Would you like to tell us more about that? Or-
yeah, absolutely. Well, the book I will have. There's a on my dating and relationship site, the don'tkillyourdate.com. There is a link there that says Food Game, and it's going to be there. Like, order there, and I'll have all the information on that. It's still being edited right now, so we're going to be doing pre-sales on that. I've got a Food Game Dating Success Strategies Facebook group for guys who want to become better guys, become better men, utilizing food, cooking, travel, adventure, and humor as the medium. That's where we go.
Yep.
I give actual coaching there because I am a coach. I'm a neuro-linguistic programming certified coach. I'm a bank code training certified coach. I got all kinds of stuff. So when I talk to guys about relationships and dating, it's not empty, hollow, ridiculous crap.
Yeah.
I've got a good background in it, and I'm really serious about that betterment of oneself. So it's spikespencer.com or don'tkillyourdate.com. Those are the main avenues to get to me, and then of course Facebook, and I'm all over the other stuff, kind of Twitter, Instagram. I suck at it, I'll be honest right now. But my wife is good. My wife knows. She's like, there's pictures on Instagram. I'm like, I didn't put them up there. She goes, I did.
There's that many these days. It's hard to keep up.
Dude, it really is difficult, but
Yeah.
that's what we're working on, and that's why I love my wife. She's so good at it. Yeah, she's actually going to be judging the cosplay for the kids here.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and my baby boy's going to do his first cosplay.
Oh, sweet.
He's got a little Woody from Toy Story onesie, so he's
Yep.
going to be up there just like, what the hell's going on?
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. That's those are the main things that I'm doing right now.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Spike. I'm glad to see you back in Adelaide and enjoying it.
My
And,
pleasure, man. My pleasure. Love it.
I hope that obviously the book goes well
It will.
and that you find success with that. And I hope to see you more down in Australia. Hopefully you stick to that.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for being on the show.
My pleasure. Bye, guys.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
And we're out.
Thank you very much for listening to the House of Mario, episode 54. We absolutely love speaking with Spike Spencer. We can't thank him enough for coming on the show. And thank you very much to the Avcon staff and organisers for allowed us to do these awesome interviews with such cool guests.
And thank you very much to 8bit.net and Brendan White for sending us the portable recorder we needed to run around the con and do some recording.
Yep. And thank you very much for hooking us up with those media passes too. Very handy. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week for another episode of the House of Mario.
Bye-bye.